Good evening to everyone. Welcome to our newest live stream. And today we have elections primary in the state of Louisiana. So this is a very interesting election. I mean, you probably don't know, but Bill Cassidy, incumbent senator from Louisiana, is on the verge of losing the primary, and we will see this today. Who's going to be the top two candidates that will advance to a runoff? As you can see here, in terms of the polls. President Trump endorsed Julia Ladlow, and Bill Cassidy was endorsed by a bit of the establishment Republican candidates. That's why he's more of an establishment. Also, AIPAC, by the way. And as you can see here, in terms of the fundraising, actually, he was up. He was much higher than the others. And in terms of the polls, as you can see here, Ladlow is winning by 5.5 in terms of 270 to win. So this is our aggregate polls. But if you go here, as you can see, we have a lot of undecided, and Bill Cassidy is slightly behind both of the candidates, the other two candidates, and we'll see actually what's going to happen tonight. I don't care about the Democratic primary because it doesn't matter, to be honest. Louisiana is a red state. Ultimately, the winner in the Republican primary will be the winner of the general election. So, I mean, that will be the question. It's only Louisiana tonight, but don't forget something. Next week, on Tuesday, we'll have a hell of primaries in terms of Pennsylvania, Georgia, two of the main swing states, and also Kentucky, Oregon, Alabama. I think I'm still missing one, to be honest, but yeah. For now, 2 minutes after until polls close, and guys, if you're there, subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below, and in just 2 minutes we'll have results from the state of Louisiana. Also, we have some amendments here, 5 amendments. So one of them is about legislative authority to whether remove unclassified civil service positions. The other one is St. George Community School System Authority. Then it is to repeal certain education funds and dedicate revenues to teacher retirement. Then the fourth is to allow parishes to exempt business inventory from property taxation. And the fifth is to increase judicial retirement age to 75 years old. That's interesting as well. But the Senate in the Republican side would probably be the most interesting one to watch. Right now, Julia Ladlow, the Republican supported, I mean, you can probably, the Republican endorsed by President Trump is on the verge to win, but we'll see about that. If that will be the case or not in just a couple of minutes from now, only 1 minute until polls close right now. And guys, if you have any question, you can ask me and I'll be very happy to answer. And yeah, now 1 minute. And yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe in the Democratic side, we have the ballot measures here. Other races do have a special election, also Supreme Court elections. Yeah, but this is not really important, and we also have Public Service Commission. But I think these are, I mean, to say Democrat, these are primaries, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I mean, not really too much of an argument. Let me just open here in another tab, as you can see here in the Senate. So what now? 23 seconds. I'm just trying to confirm, and probably you can ask me or you can answer me in the comments or in the live chat there. I'm not so sure if the candidates must receive 50% plus one in the primary to advance, like it is in Texas, for example. I know, for example, in Texas, yeah, John Cornyn and Paxton will be added to a runoff, and we'll have. By the way, also polls now have now closed. We'll have a video. I'm sorry, we'll have a video and also a live stream about Texas because early voting is starting next Monday. So in about 2 days, not tomorrow, but in the day after it. And this is going to be a very fantastic one to watch for sure. John Cornyn and Paxton, very competitive election. I mean, I'm not so sure if they need to wait. Yeah, you have here. So if no candidate wins a majority, the top two advance to a June 27th runoff. So this is important. We'll not have a winner today. This is just in terms of choosing who will be the two top candidates. So if Bill Cassidy gets the chance of actually going towards the runoff, probably who will lose badly. If we have the two mega candidates in the runoff, probably that will be more interesting to watch. And also very interesting stuff. We don't have house elections in Louisiana, which is funny because probably you're asking who, but why you don't have house elections or house primaries in Louisiana? Because every state has house elections this year because the Louisiana Republican majority decided to go with new maps, new, more Republican friendly maps, and they did that because the Supreme Court they basically revoked the amendment, the Voting Rights Act, Section 2, that says that minorities should have their own districts. Right now, they have two, one from Shreveport towards Baton Rouge. Now they basically eliminated this district. They split it around more. These are not districts, and are not counties, by the way. These are parish. These are parishes, as you can see here. So it's a parish. It's not county, but okay. I'm sorry for that. I'm probably gonna mess for the names because I mean, sometimes some states use parishes, some others use counties. If you go to New England, they use townships. So it is a wide variety of stuff. But and now the Democrats will only have one here around New Orleans. I mean, the previous map we had two Democratic districts. Now the new, more favorable to the Republicans, will only have one Democratic district. That's why the governor just stopped primaries for the House, and now we're gonna drive into new stuff when it comes to the House primary. I don't know when that will be, to be honest. I don't know when the House primary will be because I don't think that's decided, to be honest. They could arrange to be in the same time as the runoff. It will be in June, but even if it will be in that date, they will still have to arrange another date for the possible runoffs we'll have in the House. I can show you here the map, to be honest. Let's go to 2024, the House. So this was the previous map. Maybe I can show you here. Okay, if this allows me. So we have two Democratic districts. One here, you can see here they basically have all the Democratic areas together, and then the other one is New Orleans. This is very Democratic district. This one is still. It's not impossible for Republicans to flip the six, but right now they will flip this one according to the new map, of course. And here, this one is impossible because New Orleans, I mean, probably New Orleans is one of the bluest areas around America. Now just off the results, I got a lot of them, 3% already in, and Bill Cassidy is in last place, which is funny. Of course, an incumbent losing its primary. In the Democratic side, I mean, I think it's competitive, and James Davis probably is going to win there by a substantial margin. But if you go here, Jolie Alalo, the Trump endorsed candidate, is getting 45%. We'll see if she can actually get 50% plus one, which is not expected tonight, but we'll see about that. As you can see here, Eastern Carroll Parish, it's only about, 48% actually, it's quite significant. But yeah, we don't have here around New Orleans. It's the biggest county. I mean, probably not for the Republicans. Yeah, there's a suburban areas of New Orleans, probably the biggest for Republicans. But in the Democratic side, I can tell you that'll be the biggest bubble for them because New Orleans is really a very, very big place there in Louisiana. Right now, I think those are absentee votes. They don't have here the breaking down, but I think those are absentee votes. And right now, I mean, what is the highest percentage that Cassidy is actually getting? Let me just check here. So cannot actually check it, but maybe 13, 25, 21, 15, 10, and 18. So this is the highest percentage here in Livingston Parish. This is interesting. I mean, I'm not so sure, but I think that Bill Cassidy will probably do worse when it comes to the election day vote because usually more heavy MAGA Republicans tend to vote on election day, and more establishment, more pro Cassidy in this case, will tend to vote. And we just got more. The percentage went down, and John Fleming is now winning some of the counties. And this is a dead hit. Look, I'm not going to say that name, Nachiotes. I mean, probably it's like I'm not so sure how to pronounce it, to be honest. But maybe it's somewhere somewhere like something like that. And let me just go here. I also got that one. Yeah, I don't think we got that one, but that's Lake Charles. That's a big city, and rural parish. So I mean, Bill Cassidy is getting 9% in this county. He's in a terrible position, and he will lose this by a substantial margin. Right now, the runoff is between Jolie Alalo and also John Fleming. But we see here clearly the leader is Jolie Alalo. I mean, Trump endorsed. she's in a very strong position for that. And also you have former White House official as well, John Fleming as well. And right now we're already 6% of the vote. In the Democratic side, we have less than that. And turnout-wise, Republicans are leading by 6,000 votes, but the Democrats should match the Republican turnout in this election. I'm just want to go here. Right now, I have too early to call, and they're still expecting the same votes in the Republican side and the Democratic side. Of course, we don't have New Orleans. That's why the Democrats or the Republicans are going up faster, having a bigger lead so far. And maybe I can go here to CNN. Maybe they have different results, but they actually don't. And maybe I can go to, they don't have governor, of course. In the House, there's nothing in the House. And in the Democratic side, maybe I can go there as well, because, I mean, this is almost, by the way, as well, something very important. If Jamie Davis cannot reach the 50% plus one, probably he will, I mean, he will go to a runoff, definitely. So we'll watch that threshold as well. And what it come, ooh, let me just check now the amendments. So we have this one here. No is leading with 76%. I think that one is pretty decided. This one here is leading with 55-10. Okay, that's actually more interesting to watch here to Community School System Authority for St. George Community School. And this one is very competitive. Look at this, 50.3 to 49.7. They repeal certain education funds and dedicate revenues to teachers' retirement system. And now it just flipped, as you can see here. We just got more votes. Let me just check that one. Okay, now Julia is almost getting 50% plus one, but not so, not in, we still have to wait. And we're already at 6%, we got like 3,000 votes more or so. And here the Democratic primary is still the same. And that actually went up a bit. It was 48.5 and now it's 48.7. That's actually better in terms of getting the win tonight, even though probably it probably will be very hard to get that. Actually, I have here Gary Crockett winning this county, West Carroll, not county, I'm sorry, parish. You know, so West Carroll Parish going 40 to 35. That's only like a couple hundred votes, not even 100. It's very, not very significant. And yeah, probably there's a lot of small counties here. That's why this will take a lot of time to count. But I'll be here at least for 1 hour, 2 hours until we have this thing already decided. I mean, I don't know how many people are there. Yeah, only 2 people. That's not very. This is not a very interesting election, I can tell you. Probably not seeing a lot of interesting stuff here. Even though, yeah, it's an incumbent. He's gonna lose, so that's actually interesting in that regard. But apart from that, that's. I mean, we'll see who the top two will win in the runoff. I'm seeing that Bill Cassidy probably not going to qualify for that. And then we're still waiting for Orleans. And as you can see here, it's not a very huge sink in the Republican side, but the suburban parts of it, it's actually quite big. And also Baton Rouge, we don't have votes there. That's interesting in the sense that if Bill Cassidy wants really to pull this out, which probably he won't, I mean, we just got votes. And one of them, then we already got Livingston. We got Terrebonne Parish, and now he's getting 33%. That's better. And also got St. Charles Parish, a suburban parish, and you can see here, he's very competitive so far. So, as my thesis is correct in the sense that he's doing better in the more suburban, the more establishment communities in Louisiana, that's why he's doing much better there. You know, that'll be an interesting thing to watch. But as you can see here, 10% of the votes already in right now, and he is doing, I mean, what he needs in terms of Julia Lalo is winning so far with 44%. That's actually significant. And yeah, guys, if you're there, I mean, I don't know. In the Democratic side, just became a bit worse for James Davies. Now it's at 46%. But even if he will not win tonight, but he will be in a very great position for the runoff in June. But that will be at the end of June, so in 1 month from now, which will be still a big portion of time. I mean, you know, things it really takes a bit of time, but okay. Yeah, let me just check now. What about the amendments? Okay, right now the third amendment is winning now, 50.7 to 49.2. What about the increasing age of retirement is already projected, by the way? No, already won here. In the fourth, which is about allowing parishes to exempt business inventory from poverty taxation, is also rejected. Decision SHQ projected it, and also the first one legislative authority to add or remove unclassified civil service positions is also rejected. So we're still waiting for 2, which is the second one, very competitive right now, only 10 points, and the third one, which right now it's going for no, but it's very, very competitive. I just want to check now. We just got more votes. And we got the first parish going for Bill Cassidy. That's Plaquemines Parish, or if I'm pronouncing it correct or not, correctly or not, I'm sorry for that, but as you can see here right now, 40% to 39.4. We're still waiting for Baton Rouge. Now we have 5 people watching. Thank you guys so much. And in the Democratic primary, still the same. And right now the gap is big actually, 13,000 votes in terms of turnout wise. I mean, the Democrats have been doing this very strong performance in terms of turnout. And probably saying that doesn't matter, but it does matter because turnout is enthusiasm, and enthusiasm wins elections. And you know, Democrats are probably going to win in Georgia by more than 20 points, the turnout wise, in Georgia primary. We'll see that on Tuesday if the Republicans can actually catch up with election day. But that is something remarkable. And even if you are a Republican, you need to give a heads up to the Democrats because they're actually doing great in that regard. Of course, if that will translate into a November bigger win, we'll don't know. Of course, we'll have to wait. But so far, they're doing everything that they can in order to win that, and that is something interesting. Now we have 6 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, leave a like down below, you know, the usual stuff, and we'll see if Bill Cassidy can actually hold the win, or can actually hold his seat, because he is gonna be out of his job if this continues like that. And so far, 44% for Joey Lalo, John Fleming at 28, and right now 24.8 for Bill Cassidy, incumbent in Louisiana. You can see here actually this is very interesting, the retirement system. We'll see about that one in the now we just got a new subscriber, guys. Thank you so much for the new subscriber, 505. Let me just update it here. Thank you so much for the new subscriber. It's fantastic, guys, to have you here. And yeah, I just want to say thank you. You know, I'm really happy to have you there. It's such a fantastic stuff. And yeah, if you have any question, I'm gonna be very happy to answer anything. I'm gonna be very happy. Now I have 8 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. And now, as you can see here, Bill Cassidy wants. I'm sorry, I'm just messing a bit of stuff, but okay. Bill Cassidy now down to 24.4, and Jolie Lalo at 45.1. Looks like she's not gonna win outright tonight. So far, it seems that. But yeah, now we have 9 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. Now we have 15% of the vote in Louisiana. Let me just check that amendment right now, and that is going very competitive. I mean, 37,000 to 37,000, and it's only a 300 votes lead. And as you can see here, that's not actually a pattern, if you will. We're not seeing too much of a difference between Democratic areas and Republican areas. Usually only have New Orleans for Democratic, but then the other parts are actually very Republican. And yeah, that's basically it. I mean, that's Louisiana in a nutshell, if you will. Of course, I'm no offense to Louisiana, by the way. I know this may sound simplistic, but I mean, you know, New Orleans is the biggest Democratic city, and also Baton Rouge at some point, but it's not as Democratic as New Orleans. Right now, 15%. Maybe they have here the split, because I want to check the split if they do have that. Yeah, that's early in-person voting. So we're still waiting for the absentee by mail, which probably will be much better for Cassidy. And we're still waiting for election day vote. So far, we're still at 0 when it comes to election day vote, which is interesting. So, I mean, this probably is the best outlook for Bill Cassidy, if my thesis is correct, that he's doing much better when it comes to that vote. Because usually Republicans, or usually more establishment Republicans, tend to come in higher numbers when it comes to the absentee by mail, to the early voting, and then the MAGA Republicans tend to run it up better when it comes to election day vote. That's usually what happens. Doesn't mean it will be what happens today, but that's usually what happens over the course of the elections that I already watched. And now we have 10 people watching, double digits, guys. Thank you so much for being there. And if you have any question, I'm going to say it again. I'm going to be very happy to answer you in the best way I can, of course, because sometimes I don't know everything, but yeah, I'm going to do my best. So right now, yeah, we just got more votes, 44 to 28, and as you can see here, the lead is basically the same. And we're still waiting for Eastern Baton Rouge and also Saint Tammany. and also Orleans. That's the biggest bubbles. Also Jefferson Parish here, suburban. So suburban, also Lafayette and Caddo Parish. We're still waiting for those to report. And when it comes to the amendment 3, the one that is the highest competitiveness so far is the 12% of the vote in, and it's 50.4 for 9.6. Is a dead hit between the no and the yes. Let's go to CNN if they have anything new. They don't. And yeah, guys, so far it's this. I cannot actually tell you anything because we're just waiting for more results, and that will take a bit of time. Usually it takes, but I'm gonna be here at least until we have a winner, or at least we have a projection for a potential runoff, or at least that's our expectation. When it comes to, the polls were awful so far. The polls were saying 29% for Fleming. Right now he's getting 28, so that's actually great. But 21 for Cassidy, and 21. And the average is 23 for Cassidy. Right now he's getting 24, but only 29 for Julia Ladlow, and right now she's getting almost 46. She's getting 45 if you round it up below, if you round it down for her. So 22% undecided. So what this seems is that all of the undecided people, or the more, probably a lot of MAGA Republicans, are voting towards the President Trump endorsed candidate so far. That seems to be the reality, at least so far. It doesn't mean it will continue like that, but yeah, so far it seems that is how things are going, at least in for the state of things in Louisiana so far. Of course, we'll have to wait until we have more evidence, because right now, yeah, not really significant until we have more data to show. Now we just got more results, and John Fleming was up. Bill Cassidy down, and the percentage for Julia Ladlow is still the same. I think we got a Webster, for example. Yeah, let me just check if we do have any state website for results. Because probably they can have, actually. Find results and statistics. And just trying here to, if they have one. Yeah, they actually have one. That's interesting. So let me just open that one here. They have one. So as you can see here in the official Secretary of State website, in the Republic, so we have 3 of the 3,772 precincts, and we have almost everything in terms of the early voting. You have like 66% of the early voting, and they're still waiting a lot for in terms of the in the precincts. I'm sorry. So as you can see here, the Republicans are leading by 17,000 in terms of turnout. Louisiana is not a blue state, it's not a swing state, it's a very Republican state. So we're expecting the Republicans to run it up in terms of turnout. And also, they have a more competitive primary. Even though it's not so competitive because Julia right now is getting 45% and she might win the runoff, we're still not going to have a runoff if this continues like that. In both sides. That's interesting. But right now, as you can see here, there's also, okay, it will update automatically in 1 minute. Right now, this is probably the same as we have here, exactly. And right now, Bill Cassidy went down even more. We're still waiting for the biggest cities in terms of Shreveport, also Lafayette, Baton Rouge, and also Orleans. As you can see here, Bill Cassidy is doing slightly better in Beauregard Parish, which is like, it's next to Lake Charles, exactly. And yeah, 16% of the vote, 10% of the vote on the Democratic side, and Bill Cassidy is still winning this one. I'm just waiting to see when it comes to the election day vote, because that probably will be interesting. So as you can see here, what is the county that Bill Cassidy is winning? So that's Polk, not county, parish. Sorry, it's not county. I know I'm messing a bit of the names, but usually we're talking about counties. This is not county. This is a parish. That's Plokemins, or how you pronounce it. I'm really sorry if I'm mispronouncing it. But where is that? It's here. So right now, yeah, we don't have any precinct to be reported so far. As you can see here, we're still waiting. We only have the early voting. So far, what I'm seeing is this is the only place, the only parish where Bill Cassidy is actually winning. So I'm gonna just monitor in a sense of the precincts if he is gonna win any of them, because my thesis is that he will do poorer when it comes to the precinct result, when it comes to the election day vote result. And right now we have only 3 precincts in. Maybe that's an interesting stuff to check where those precincts are. Yeah, that's probably an interesting way to do it. Maybe I can check it here. So where is that? maybe I can go here in terms of the where's the counties that, or I'm sorry, the parishes where we already have where we already have precincts reported. That's probably an interesting way to do it, but that probably, yeah, I don't really find it here. Okay, we have Vernon Parish. Let's go to Vernon. Vernon is one that actually it has. So let's go to precinct. So in terms of precinct also, right now in terms of the early voting, Fleming got 52%. It's not the best representation of the state, but okay, 52%. Okay, and we didn't have results in this precinct. Okay, fantastic, fantastic things to watch here. And right now, okay, we just got more votes, 22,000 now, 22,000 for the, as you can see here, the percentage changed a bit, just slightly, minus 1 decimal point for Bill Cassidy and plus 0.1 points for Fleming. Not really a difference. We still have to wait for more precincts. This we're just early voting so far. Let's go to the amendments again. Look at this. The third amendment is still a very competitive thing. Look at this. Only 0.46 points separating the yes and no. And that's interesting. I mean, I don't know where the margin is highest. Look here in Ascension, in Parish, and also in Assumption, and in St. James, the margin is quite big. I mean, the bigger the bubble, the higher the margin. Also here in Lincoln Parish. This is interesting. I mean, I don't know if the pattern we're seeing here, I'm not really sure what is going to happen in Baton Rouge and also in New Orleans, to be honest. I don't really know. And yeah, so far we're still waiting for the projection here, but that one is starting to be better for the no. And so far the no is winning in everything, apart from that one, which is very competitive by 0.46 points differential. We still have to wait about those. We also have local elections. That doesn't really matter. Nobody cares about local elections here unless you're from the place. And so far, yeah, I'm not really interested in that, or nor are we in terms of the national climate of things. Guys, if you have any question, I'm gonna say it again. You can ask me. You can subscribe to the channel as well. We have 7 people watching. We're gonna have a lot of live streams starting next week as well. So yeah, and next week we'll have another one on Tuesday. So yeah, we just got more results. Not really a big of a difference. Yeah, we don't actually have this. It was just an update in this new tab that I have. So the New York Times already projected the first one, which was very big win for the no. But the rest of it, yeah, it doesn't really matter. As you can see here, we also got Supreme Court, but yeah, not doesn't really matter, to be honest. And here, yeah, we're still waiting now. 17% and 11%. So far, the poll seems to be not correct at all, but we'll have to wait until we have more info and more data actually to make a fair comparison. Because right now we only barely have election day votes. Yeah, we actually don't have election day votes, to be honest, and we still have to wait. I know, which is interesting here is that they have all incomplete results, which makes sense. If I go here, what says view results? Yeah, I'm just here trying to understand what the website can actually. But this is a terrible website. I mean, I know um, it is easy to check the results, but it's very horrible in terms of its aspect. It's not really very user friendly, to be honest. But okay. And yeah, I don't know, so they say congressional and you have senate. They could say like federal offices or so, but okay, doesn't matter. And yeah, we still have to wait. I mean, I don't know, guys. If you have any question, feel free to ask, and I'm gonna be very happy to answer. But if you don't have, I'm still gonna be here waiting for new results because it's without results I cannot tell you anything. So here in the amendment, let me just check now. We just got another update. Look at how close this is. Look at how close the amendment is. Only 40 votes. 40 votes are now separating the no and the yes in the third amendment. The other ones are not really competitive, but this one is very competitive. I mean, come on, it's only 0.04 points right now here. When it comes to the Senate, we just got more results, and Bill Cassidy was up. I mean, surprisingly, no one thinks that he has a shot, and Julia was down a bit. I mean, 0.2 points or so. We just got, yeah, we were still waiting for Baton Rouge, and here it looks like that John Fleming is doing much better in this outer part of Shreveport or Shreveport. I don't really know how to say it. Bill Cassidy was still doing the same thing in Plaquemines Parish, and we just got to report. Yeah, we actually got that one before. So waiting for Jefferson Parish, exactly, and also Saint Tammany Parish, and Baton Rouge, of course. As you can see here, the bigger bubble, also Caddo Parish. They're still waiting a lot. I mean, and I suspect those are. We just got another precinct, as you can see here. We're still waiting a lot for the early voting in 20 parishes, on 19. But yeah, let me just check here where the votes came in, or where the precinct results came in. Maybe I can check it better. Yeah, I don't really know, and maybe most of them probably didn't have any votes today. That's why we have everything projected out of there. Maybe I can go here. So we got in St. Mary. Let's go to St. Mary. St. Mary Parish. Let's go to St. Mary. Precinct results all. And okay, we got 5 votes. I mean, look at this. This is really what I'm saying. This is not really significant. I mean, Bill Cassidy got 31% and got 20% here, and Julia did much better, but it's only 5 votes. I cannot tell you anything. I cannot tell you anything very important when it comes to 5 votes. It's not really significant. That's why, yeah, we must wait, because this is not significant at all. I mean, 5 votes will not decide. Now the margin just went down more for Julia Ladlow. Now only 44, only, I mean, not only, but okay, 44.4. Maybe, I don't know where the votes came in. Not in Jefferson, not in St. I think it was here in Lafayette Parish. That's why I think we got votes there. And Bill Cassidy's getting 27% there, which is probably not enough. I mean, he's not doing enough to win. And we're still waiting for the more establishment part, which will probably be Baton Rouge and also Jefferson Parish, Orleans, and also St. Tammany. But I don't think it will be enough. Even if maybe he can pull it out, a bigger margin there, probably will not be enough as he would desire. And he's not in a great shape to do anything great when it comes to the selection, to be honest. And guys, if you're there, you can subscribe to the channel as well. I'm gonna say it again because it really helps. Let's help reach 600 subscribers by the end of the month. I think it's certainly possible. And yeah, right now in terms of the precincts, we're still 4 out of the 3,722. So in terms of the precincts, we're still a long way to go. But in terms of the early voting, we're almost done. And let me just check. Now to know, with more votes came in this amendment, now to know is leading by 0.11 points, or 0.12 if you do the calculations here. I mean, it's only not even, it's actually more than 100 votes, but I mean, 100 votes is really nothing. And we just got a bit of election vote. So let's go to the Senate here, and maybe I want to go to the election vote. So yeah, we only got that precinct. The only precinct we got in terms of the election vote was the one I checked with you, which is that one that got 5 votes, so 311. That was really it. So nothing in, to be honest, in terms of the early vote, in terms of the election vote. That's why we have to wait. When it comes to the Democratic side, yeah, they got more election vote, which is surprisingly. I mean, I don't know where that county, St. Mary's Parish, is. Not the county again, I'm sorry. But yeah, it looks like James Davis is getting better, is getting higher than 50% when it comes to election votes so far. Emphasize on so far. We just got more votes now. Actually, not the difference. Maybe that was some election vote coming in. Maybe you can tell me your opinions in this live chat if you want. We have now 8 people watching. It's fantastic. Guys, if you're there, you can subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. And I mean, let me just now go here again and look at this. The Democrats are getting 46, and here's getting 44, so we might see a runoff. Here at CNN, we're still doing the same thing. Let's go again to the official website. We just got another precinct. Maybe that one was the. Let me just update now the decision desk. Yeah. And now Jolie Ladlow is getting 37 votes, so Bill Cassidy is actually up out of John Fleming so far. He's getting, and now Jolie Ladlow is getting 57% in the election vote. Doesn't mean anything so far, but if this number continues to clinch higher, she might have, and this is very important, she might have the opportunity or the chance of actually going up and winning this thing outright today. This is not guaranteed because we're still waiting for early votes in possible I'm sorry, possibly one of the highest important, I mean, one of the highest importance, one of the highest important areas here around Louisiana. I mean, New Orleans, Baton Rouge, and also Shreveport. We're still waiting for those results, and they probably will define a lot. But what's actually interesting here is that in the election vote, she's actually doing much better, which was my thesis when I started the live stream. So as she is President Trump endorsed candidate for this election, MAGA Republicans usually turn out in higher numbers when it comes to election vote. So that's why I'm expecting her to do better when it comes to that vote specifically. Now we have 8 people again watching the live stream, guys. If you're there, we have 505. I think we can reach 506, certainly. So let's subscribe to the channel. Let's help the channel grow. Yeah, I think it doesn't cost you anything, and it helps a lot. And yeah, I mean, if you have any question, I'm going to say it again. Feel free to ask, and I'm going to be very happy to answer. Right now, we just got more, and now we got Iberville. Iberville, which is a rural parish, and Bill Cassidy is winning so far. And this seems to be the election vote. I don't think 4% will be the early vote. I think that probably is the election vote, and that's very interesting. That's probably one precinct I don't know from where that precinct is, and he's doing right, even though probably will not be enough for anything, to be honest. He's only, I mean, he only needs 3,000 votes in order to ramp up to be in second place, and then he can actually go to runoff but I don't think that's possible. And now we just got 10 precincts, so we're actually doing great. We're doing very fast in terms of the precincts. We're already, right now, in terms of precincts, 0.26% in terms of the whole total precincts. And when it comes to the election vote, maybe I can go here and go to the breakdown. So right now, John Fleming just flipped out in terms of the lead. She's now in second place also in the election vote. And Bill Cassidy is getting 21%. Fleming's getting 32%. Also, so this is being now a better picture of what's going to happen in this race, but still, nothing significant. We still have to wait. And we're still waiting for the bigger establishment areas. We also got one here, Iberville. We're still waiting for Baton Rouge. I don't know how. I mean, probably know. You can tell me in the live chat. But why did they split Baton Rouge into two parishes, into two different parishes? That doesn't make any sense. Why you have an East Baton Rouge and also no West Baton Rouge? Maybe you know better. So I'm just asking you if you know the reason why they split both communities. Because New Orleans, I mean, it's not split. Why New Orleans don't have like East New Orleans and also West New Orleans? Maybe it has an explanation. I mean, they have a river? Yeah, they actually have a river. That's probably this is the Mississippi River. I think it's the Mississippi River. Probably can correct me as well if I'm saying BS, but I think that's the reason probably why they split both. That's probably because of the river. And yeah, I mean, it is understandable. And right now we have 9 people watching. You can subscribe, you can help the channel. I mean, now we have 9 people. Yeah, fantastic. It's really fantastic. I mean, this is not really fun. This is not really a very funny election to watch, and probably will have a much better election. That's why you must subscribe. On Tuesday, we'll have a much more important election than this one. We'll have primaries in Pennsylvania, Alabama, and Oregon, Kentucky, in Georgia, in a lot of states, in Kentucky as well. I think I said that one before. But yeah, now we got 16 precincts, so this is going up fast, and I suspect in about 1 hour or so we're going to be finished, and with a decision, because the decision will be, can any of the candidates reach 50% plus 1, because we already know it's going to be in the runoff if it does happen indeed. Right now we don't really know. Let me just update this one. Right now I can see here Polymarket. You cannot actually see that, but Polymarket is getting 95% chance for Julia Lello to actually win this. Let me just now bring it up here again, and let me just push it down smaller a bit, the subscriber count. And maybe I can go here just to the breakdown. You can see here. So Bill Cassidy is getting destroyed in terms of the election vote, as it was expected. I mean, I said that multiple times, and that is going accordingly to my expectation. As you can see here, almost cracking 50%, Julia Lello. That's probably will be the task for her, even though I don't think it's possible, to be honest. So yeah, another Trump endorsed candidate, as we saw in Indiana, as we saw in multiple places across America. When President Trump endorses a candidate, we're actually seeing a very huge move in the Republican side, the MAGA side, to support his candidate. Right now, actually, we're seeing John Fleming actually doing great, and we just got a tie. I mean, Iberville with 4% in with a precinct and Bill Cassidy was winning so far. We just got another precinct, and it's a tie between Jolie Lello and also Bill Cassidy. Fantastic stuff we're seeing here. We're still waiting for Baton Rouge. We're still waiting for Shreveport and also New Orleans. We don't have anything there. Still waiting for a lot of votes there. And right now, she's below 44%. Probably not the best hopes in order for her to win outright tonight. That probably is not what. That's probably what she wanted, of course, but that's not our highest possibility scenario. She's now down to 43.8%, and we'll see if this trajectory will be in a wrong direction for her, of course. And guys, if you're there, let's go. Let's reach 506 subscribers. Only one. Let's go. Let's go subscribe to the channel. We're doing actually great this live stream. We already won 1 subscriber. I think we can do better. I think we can actually get another one. And yeah, let's go down to the Democratic side. Yeah, that one is like that. They have 14% of the vote. Republicans have 23 because they're still missing the biggest portion of the votes for the Democrats, which is in Orleans. And that's really New Orleans. That'll be the highest portion for the Democrats. Maybe I can go here to the Secretary of State as well. And now we have 25 precincts. That's going very fast, actually. We're now up to 0.67% of the precincts already in. And in terms of the election day vote, maybe I can update it here. In terms of the election day vote, we only have like not even 1,000 votes in terms of the election day, but Jolie Lello is getting 50.4. Bill Cassidy is not even cracking 15. So that is, he's gone. I mean, I can tell you, so far we have a projection. My channel have a projection. I cannot project whether we'll have a winner outright tonight, but I can tell you that Bill Cassidy is out and he's gone. He's not going to be senator again from the state of Louisiana because he will lose the primary no matter what happens tonight. Look at this. As I said multiple times today, Baton Rouge will probably be one of the highest establishment communities for Bill Cassidy. That's why he's going to get one of the highest percentages. As you can see here, he's getting 42%. But that's the election day vote, so probably going to do better when it comes to the early voting, which is not going to be enough, probably. Even though this margin could potentially go down a bit, yes, but it will not be enough. So I can tell you that Bill Cassidy is not going to win. He will lose, and that's the final projection, at least so far, for this race. From the top two, we'll probably see a runoff between Jolie Lello and John Fleming. This is not official. I still give a small possibility for Jolie Lello to actually pull this out, to pull this off tonight, which is not the most possible scenario. So what are the rules in Louisiana? And let me just read a comment. Maybe you can check it here. So what are the rules in Louisiana? The next time can be decided today. Of course not. I mean, the election is in November, so when it comes to it can be decided, of course not. But we know that Louisiana is a very Republican state, so whoever wins the Republican primary will be the senator in November. So what can I tell about this? We won't know who's going to be the winner tonight, probably. That's the highest probability scenario. So Jolie Lello is probably going to go to a runoff with John Fleming, and she's probably going to pull this out in a runoff as well. That's what I'm saying. But we'll not know the definitive winner today, even though, yeah, Jolie Lello has like 95% chance of winning this thing outright. Not outright, but I'm winning the race in November and winning also the primary. That's just my opinion here. Even though, yeah, we'll see. We still have New Orleans to come in, even though it's a very small parish. We still have Jefferson and we had just got another one. And I don't know where that votes came in, but I think it was, I don't know. I don't really know. But they came from right here. And Baton Rouge right now, in terms of turnout, is getting smaller in the, he's getting smaller in the Democratic side. Now he's actually getting higher. So let's go to Baton Rouge. He's getting 800 votes. In the Republican side, we're getting 700. So the Democrats are actually getting higher turnout in Baton Rouge. So this is not the jungle primary. It's not. As you can see here, we have the Democratic primary and the Republican primary. Jungle primaries, they have every party is together in a ballot. We don't have that. In California, we have that. In Louisiana, yeah, we don't. We just have the rule where a candidate must have 50% plus one, otherwise we'll have a runoff. I mean, that some states have that, like Georgia as well. And that we'll probably have that in Georgia as well, because in the Republican primary for senator, we have a lot of candidates, and that probably will mean we'll have a runoff, and that's more elections, that's more fun, because I really find this funny. And probably I know for you, you have a partisan stake at this. There's probably not a lot of fun because you want your guy to win, which is understandable. But for me, as I'm trying to be unbiased, and I'm trying to do this in a correct way, not gonna be in the biased way. I'm just trying to do my best, and I don't have any partisan stake at this. But for you that have, you're probably gonna want your guy to win, and that makes you feel a bit of you make you feel a bit of nervous when it comes to that. Let me just check here the election vote as well. So right now we got a couple more than 2,000 votes in terms of almost 3,000. I think it's higher than 3,000. I'm sorry. And when it comes to the percentage, so now we're seeing the difference. Bill Cassidy is doing better, but I think that's because of Baton Rouge. We just got a lot of votes there, and Bill Cassidy is doing very great there, as it was expected. But now the odd, as you can see there, it's 97% for Julia Ledlow to actually win the primary outright, which is very, very, not outright, but I mean winning the primary. And as you can see here in terms of remaining votes, we're still missing a lot of votes around this area. I mean, see here, the bigger the bubble, the higher the votes are outstanding. And we're still missing a lot in East Baton Rouge, just only 2.66% according to Decision Desk HQ. Let's just check that amendment we checked previously. So right now the no is still winning, but it's only by 1.32 points. That's interesting. So it doesn't mean it is not a done deal yet. It looks like the no is doing better when it comes to Democratic areas. We just got the first votes in St. Tammany. That's a very big place. Let's check how is Bill Cassidy doing there. He's only getting 8 votes, 40%, but that's only like it's only like 20 votes, so it doesn't really matter so far. We still have to wait until we get more votes there. I mean, that's not really significant. It's less than 1% of the votes there. And Bill Cassidy is now at 23.6. So we have now 11 people watching. Thank you guys so much for being there. We just got 103 precincts, so we were already 2.7% of the vote in. That's fantastic. Guys, if you're there, you can subscribe to the channel. You can leave a like down below. That helps a lot. It doesn't cost you anything. And it really makes me happy and really makes me in a way that I want to do more content for the YouTube channel. Because, you know, this is being independent is hard because you don't have all of the donations. And I'm not really here to try to support any party. And I know this is really hard today to find anybody that to really find anybody that is not partisan, that doesn't have a partisan status, not trying to pass a message. I'm not really trying to pass any message. I'm just trying to do the best I can to give my opinion, and also, I mean, in terms of the results, not in terms of how if I like that candidate or not. I'm not really in that position here. So yeah, right now we have 25% of the vote in the Republican side, and the Democratic side we have 16% of the vote. And yeah, I mean, right now it says 47.2, so this is going to be very interesting to check. Also, who's going to go to a runoff with Jamie Davis? If this is actually going to go to a runoff, we don't know that. But yeah, if there's a possibility of reaching 50% plus one, the runoff doesn't exist. So we're still in the waiting of that. And yeah, right now we have 150 precincts. Guys, if you have any question, I'm going to feel free to ask. I'm going to be very happy to answer you any of the doubts you may have. Now we have 8 people watching. And yeah, if you have any question, I'm going to say it again. Feel free to ask. So right now I'm still waiting for 14 early voting in 14 parishes to report their early voting. And we just got more votes. And now it's 44.1 for Julia Ledlow. Let's just go here to St. Tammany, still the same thing. St. Charles still doing the same. We're still waiting for Jefferson Parish, also New Orleans. It usually takes a lot of time to count those votes. I don't know why they take a lot of time, but okay. And in Shreveport, Caddo Parish, still waiting for that. So in terms of the votes left, you can see here the bigger the bubbles, the higher the votes are standing. See Baton Rouge, also Shreveport, and also here around New Orleans and the suburban areas around it. More on the Democratic side, you're going to see a bigger bubble in New Orleans. You can see here 62,000 votes still outstanding there. And yeah. So yeah, and I'm not really so sure. Bill Cassidy doesn't have a chance. I mean, even if you support him, he doesn't have any chance of winning tonight, and that's really the projection I already did a couple of minutes ago. I'm not really expecting too much out of him for this election. He's gone for good, and probably decided to defy Donald Trump a bit, and he was not in a great side because now he's gone out of this. And we just got the early voting out of East and Baton Rouge Parish. That's why the margin went down for Julia Ledlow. and now he's at 42.4. She's at now 42.4, and Bill Cassidy is at 40% in East Baton Rouge Parish. I think that's early voting. Maybe I can check it here. So let's go to early voting to East Baton Rouge. I don't know where is that. It's here. Yeah, that's exactly the early voting. Bill Cassidy got 40%, 29% for Fleming, and also 30% for Ledlow. Very interesting result here. Not enough, I can tell you. We're still waiting for New Orleans and also 2 suburban areas around it. But yeah, this is not looking enough for him to actually pull this out. And I'm not really... Now, 40,000 votes for Julia Ledlow. That's actually a very interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff. 40,000 votes. I mean, it's just because it's a round number. I'm just saying that in that sense. It's not because it's a very... I mean, it's not 6, 7. If it is, probably in the better scenario, but not. Okay, and yeah. 31% and 25%. Let's check the amendment. Probably we can have something new. Yeah, we just got West Baton Rouge right away. And now, yeah, the no is leading with a higher margin because we got the early votes out of East Baton Rouge. I still think the no can pull this out because we're still waiting for St. Tammany, also Jefferson and New Orleans. Yeah, and this might go to the no. At least so far, it seems that the Democratic areas are turning out to the no, which is, at least so far, it seems that. Let me just go to because I think we just got West Baton Rouge. As you can see here, this is just one precinct, I think, or 2 precincts or so. 51, 24, 24. And it's a tie between Bill Cassidy and Fleming, and now Ledlow is getting 51%. That's interesting. Let's just go here again to the Secretary of State. 290 precincts now. And yeah, let me just check here in terms of let's go to the Senate. Let's go here. In terms of the breakdown, let me just try to update this. This is not correct at all. I mean, we got more votes previously. I don't know why this is saying like that. Yeah, I don't really know. This is not updated. We got more votes previously. Probably they could have here a tab where we could check that, but actually they don't. And right now, I'm sorry. We just got more votes. I don't know where the votes came in. Yeah, was not sure. Just got another precinct out of St. Tammany. That was like 20 votes. Right now it's up to like 500 or so. It's higher than 500. It's like 600. And Julia Ledlow is getting 49%. So this is gone. Gone. It's not really a possibility. And Cassidy are probably going to lose a lead in East Baton Rouge. I'm not sure if this will flip, but probably will be in a much smaller lead when we're all said and done. And yeah, if you have any question, again, I'll say it again, feel free to ask. And yeah, I mean, Bill Cassidy is gone. That is expected. Everybody expected that. I don't think that's a surprise. Neither for the people of Louisiana nor for him. I think he was expecting that. At least according to the polls, according to everything. At least the polls were giving him a better shot. And right now, Julia Ledlow actually is outstanding by a substantial margin when it comes to the rest of the candidates. Now we have 8 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. Let's go here to the Secretary of State again. Now we have 360 precincts. We have like 10% of the precincts already reported. That's fantastic. We're doing this very, very fast. They're doing a fantastic job counting the votes and in a very fast way. That's fantastic. And yeah, maybe we can go here again to just check if they don't have this updated. Let's go check the amendments. So right now the lead just went down from 7 points to 5.8 points. As you can see here, 53-47. And here maybe you can go to the parish results. Let's just check that. Let's go to Acadia because we have like 10% of the 20% of the precincts. Maybe we can go to Acadia. So precinct results, all of them. So here we have Bill Cassidy getting 7%, 11, 17, 21, 26, 9, 8. And he's getting 20% in the early voting. So he's actually underperforming in the election day vote as he was in the early voting. And when he compares to the early voting, let's just go to the East Baton Rouge. Where is that? He's here. We already got 9 precincts. We're still waiting for a lot. I mean, there's probably a lot of precincts, but here Bill Cassidy is getting 82 votes. So it's a tie. Here he's getting 46%. So he's actually doing great in this precinct. Here's only 3 votes. Doesn't really matter. That one here is getting 66. He's actually leading, but not as high as it was in the early voting in the early voting is getting 40%. I mean, it's only very small precincts. We can actually to wait until we have more votes there. It's not really significant so far. We just got more votes. The margin went down for Julie Ladlow. Now the margin went up for Bill Cassidy. It's very close. It's very close, but where the margin came in. Okay, we just got the early voting in St. Tammany County. We just got the early voting there, so the margin is closing as it was expected. And I'm sorry for this. And yeah, we're still waiting for Jefferson, early voting there. That probably will go for Bill Cassidy. We're still waiting for Orleans. That probably will go for a huge margin for Bill Cassidy. And also Caddo Parish. When we have all of those three parishes to report, and if Bill Cassidy is below John Fleming as well, we just got more results. I don't know where the votes came in. Probably we're not from here nor here. I mean, John Fleming is doing great here. He's getting almost 50% in many of the parishes, not counties, parish here. So yeah. But yeah, I don't think it will be enough. I'm still betting on not in the real way the word, but okay, I'm still counting on a runoff between Jolie Ladlow and also John Fleming. You might see that the difference is going down when it comes to Bill Cassidy and John Fleming, but that will not be enough, at least so far. It doesn't seem enough. It doesn't seem enough. He probably would have to. I'm just going to confirm if this is early voting. Maybe I can confirm here just to be sure. Early voting, that's what is the name? It's Saint Tammany. Not here, St. Mary's. St. Tammany, yeah, exactly. It's the early voting, and he was tied with Julian Lallo in the early voting. We're still waiting for New Orleans. We're still waiting for all that. But this is not looking great. And here in the Democratic side, we have very competitive elections to see who's going to come in second. So it seems like the two parameters are the same. See here in the Democratic side, 47, 27, 26. Here still two very competitive second places, and then we have the first place, which is in another level. Even though, yeah, I can also make a new projection. Julia Ladlow is not going to win this thing outright tonight. It's just my projection. So we're going to have a runoff between Julie Ladlow and also John Fleming in Indiana, June. In the end of June, that'll probably be my projection here, and that's it. That's it. That's my projection for this election. A runoff between Julie Ladlow and also John Fleming. That will be my final projection in this election. I'll see if I'm correct or not. But yeah, I hope I am, and I also think that I am according to every result we're getting so far. So right now 56 there. Jefferson, now we've just got more votes in Jefferson. That's why now it's up to 7%. It was like, I don't know. We just got more votes as well. Now the margin went down. But Jefferson, I think it was at 4. Now it's at 7. We just got more precinct results. And we're still waiting for Orleans and also the early voting there. And now we're at 558 parishes. Not parishes, I mean polling stations and precincts and we're doing very, very fast, actually. This is actually going in a very fast way. We already have 15% of the precincts already reported, and we're still waiting for 10 parishes to report their early voting. Maybe I can check if we have early voting in Jefferson, but I don't think we have. As you can see here, not reporting. And when it comes to Orleans, maybe I can check it here as well, not reporting as well. So we're still doing the same. And now the no is leading with 9 points, but that doesn't mean anything. Probably when we're approaching the final and the results here, I may want to check that one. And by the way, in the Second Amendment, that one was still up for grabs, and as you can see here, the no just won this with 60% of the vote so far. No just won the Second Amendment as well. St. George Community School System Authority, the no won the amendment, and that is it. Let's go to here to the Senate as well. I don't know what's happening here. I mean, this is completely bugged. I don't know what's happening here in terms of the split between the candidates. This is really in a stupid way so far. I don't know what's happening. Let's come here again. Still the same point. I mean, that's not correct. Okay. New York Times now just projected 2 more amendments, the fourth and the fifth. We're still waiting for the second and the third to be projected here. Even though we get the second already projected and the third, we're still waiting for more results. And yeah, they were all rejected by a substantial margin, 64%, 74, and 77. And yeah. Right now, in terms of turnout, the Democrats are behind by 31,000 votes. That is something, but even though it's not unexpected, I mean, Louisiana is a red state, for God's sake. But okay. Now we just got more votes, and Bill Cassidy is down again. Now the margin is close to 5,000 votes. And we just got more votes in Baton Rouge, Eastern Baton Rouge. It was like 50-something%, now it's 68%. The margin is going down. Bill Cassidy was at 40, now he's at 39. The margin was 10, now it's 9. I'm sorry, now it's 8. And in St. Tammany, we also got the early voting before. And I suspect Julia Lello now is leading this as well. Jefferson is at 7%. We just got now Caddo Parish. Only one precinct is in, and Bill Cassidy is getting 0%, and is 1-1, which is not really very, very significant. I mean, decision that's just projected. Okay, she will advance to a runoff. That's the projection that Decision Desk HQ just did right now. Even though we already did that a couple of minutes ago, as I said. But yeah, right now she's doing great. She will go to a runoff as it was expected. I mean, everybody expected that, and I already told that a lot of time ago. But yeah, and we'll see who's going to be the second place. Even though I already project that, that's not an official projection from Decision Desk, but it's an official projection from me. John Fleming will advance to the runoff as well with Julia Lello, and that probably will not be very competitive. I mean, she's only like 7 points away until she reaches 50% +1, so she's probably going to be the new senator out of the state of Louisiana. So Louisiana will have a new female senator that will join John Kennedy in the state of Louisiana. Very fantastic, very funny senator, I must tell you, about John Kennedy. Right now, guys, if you're there, we're now at 8 people at the same time. If you're there, you can subscribe to the channel. Helps a lot. I mean, I'm going to continue saying that because it really helps. And if we have 8 people, I suspect not all of the 8 people are subscribers, and you can actually subscribe to the channel, and they can actually you can actually help the channel grow even faster. Now the projection. Decision Desk HQ just projected John Fleming to go to runoff with Julia Ludlow. As I told you a lot of time ago. That's why you should follow me, because I can actually tell you the projection faster than what the usually media outlets can give you. So that's why you should subscribe, should leave your like as well. And yeah, I'm here for almost 1 hour. I think I'm here for more than an hour, by the way. And yeah, it's really now in my country. I live in Portugal. It's already 3 a.m. and I'm doing my best to keep you updated, and that's really my task here, and doing so in an independent way. So maybe I can check it here as well. And the New York Times and Associated Press are still delaying a lot of projection, but okay, that's usually what happens every time. I don't know why they do that, but okay. Baton Rouge at 68%. St. Tammany still 50 something. 21% on Jefferson, so that's 21%. That was at 7 or so. And Caddo is still at the same point, not really anything in. The margin in terms of the early voting is at 38. In terms of the turnout between the two primaries, that's 38,000 votes. And yeah, I mean, West Baton Rouge is 71%, and that's not going for Bill Cassidy. Nor East Baton Rouge is still very competitive. I still give an advantage to Bill Cassidy here. It's going to be a very competitive parish when it's all said and done. So we already have one parish that's all the way in, which is this one here, a Claiborne parish. Everything is in here, and that's interesting. I mean, John Fleming did great, one with 44%, and we're almost finishing St. James as well. It's also interesting. And here when it comes to the precincts, where you have 770 out of the 3,722 precincts. That's very, very fantastic so far. Guys, if you're there, let's reach another subscriber. Let's go to 506. I think that's certainly possible. So that's why subscribe, please. I'm not gonna beg, but I don't want me to beg, but it's really easy, and it really helps, and that's just what I'm saying here. And let's go down again to here, we just got more votes, and 49% of the vote now in, and Jolie Ludlow is getting 43.3%. She's going to go to runoff with John Fleming. That's already the projection. Baton Rouge now 68, still the same. Still waiting for 3 early votings in Shreveport, also New Orleans and Jefferson County. We're still waiting for those results to come in, those early votes to come in. That's what I was expected. And yeah, right now we're just waiting for 10 parishes as well to report their early votes. Now we just got more votes, as you can see here. 50% of the vote now in. 50%. That's fantastic. So we're actually doing something right. We're almost at 50. We're halfway in now in the Republican side. We're 37% of the way in the Democratic side, and we're only here for 1 hour. So in 1 hour, they counted half of the votes. That's fantastic. They're doing great. Only 154,000, and here 112,000. That's 250 or so. 260. I'm sorry. And in the general election, probably will have around 1.5 million or so. So that's not the same thing, but okay. And here at 57%, 68% there as well. 33% now in Jefferson, was at 20 something. Now it's at 33%. And the margin is only 4 points between Joey Lello and Bill Cassidy. I think Bill Cassidy will probably win this county when we have the election, the early votes there. I'm sorry. And yeah, the rest of here we're still waiting. Now we just have, yeah, well, actually we don't. And in terms of the votes left, the bigger the bubble, the higher the votes are standing. Have here in Caddo still 22,000 votes in. I'm sorry, left to report. 13,000 here and 17,000, so that's 30,000 in those two parishes alone. And the Democratic side, we only have basically New Orleans, which is 62,000 votes to report, which has got more votes now. The margin went up for James Davis, even though, yeah, I'm not really sure if that will be enough. We still have to wait about of New Orleans. And when we have the dump there, that probably will mark the end of hopes for the candidates, the other two candidates, to actually go to a runoff or not. We'll see. And now here we're still at 68, 57% in St. Tammany, 33% in Jefferson, so we're still waiting for more votes there. In terms of the precincts, we're now at 876 precincts, which is like almost 30% of the votes already in, which is fantastic as well. They're counting the votes fast. In like 20 minutes, not even 20 minutes, they counted 30% of the precincts, which is very, very fast. And they're doing a fantastic job. Now you have 7 people watching, guys. Thank you so much, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and help the channel grow even faster. And yeah, and you know how things are. And it's really hard sometimes to create content and be independent, because sometimes it really takes a lot of time to actually have. And yeah. Now let me just check now the votes, see if we have anything new. We don't. Now we have 10 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. You know, if you have any question, feel free to ask. I'm gonna be very happy to answer about Louisiana. It can be about any state, not only Louisiana. If you have any question about any primary across the U.S., also any general election that you might find it interesting, also international elections, because we're gonna have covers not only of U.S. election, but also out of a little other English-speaking countries like UK. We got the local election in UK. We just got the early votes, I think, in St. Tammany. Now we got more votes in St. Tammany, that's for sure, but I don't know where the votes came in, because we got a big dump. It was 52%, now it's 58%. I don't know where the votes came in, to be honest. Now I feel like I'm a bit dumb now. I don't know where the votes came in. Where the votes came in. It's a fantastic question. It was here from... We don't have Orleans yet. St. Bernard. No, that's not really significant. I think it was in Jefferson. No, but that's the same thing we had before. Yeah, I don't really know where the votes came in, but now it's at 58%, 44.1. We'll see about that. Let's just check. If in general election no candidate has 50%, will there be a runoff for Louisiana? Exactly. That happens as well. So if in the general election and neither of the candidates will achieve 50% plus 1, which probably won't happen, because Louisiana is a very Republican state, and usually there's not more than one Republican running. I mean, usually. We'll have a runoff. Maybe I think we had that one in like a couple of years ago. I think it was in 2020 or in 2018. Let me just check 2020 for a minute. I think we got one of them. 2020. No, Bill Cassidy won this. As you can see here, 2 Democrats and 2 Republicans, but he got 59%. And yeah, not really there. Let me just check 2018. I think we got one like that not a long time ago. It was not 2018. 2016. I think we got... I'm just trying to check. Here? Yeah, exactly, here. Look at this. So in the Senate, we got John Kennedy, as I mentioned, I mentioned him before, and 25%, 18% for Republicans, and we got a lot of Democrats and Republicans. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. It's crazy. I mean, look at this. It's really crazy. It's really crazy to get a lot of candidates here. And he got the runoff, and then we got a runoff between both. In the runoff, Republicans usually win because this is a very Republican state, apart from Baton Rouge and also New Orleans. I mean, Orleans is very Democratic, it's 82% Democratic. But apart from that, it's very Republican. And you see here, this is actually, see how Democratic Orleans is. Look at this. We got 2 Democrats in the 2 top positions. It's actually very Democratic, as I said before. And now we're at 1,156 precincts. That's like, I don't know, maybe I can check the percentage, but that's a very high percentage of the precincts already in. It's 31% of the precincts already in. We just got more votes. Baton Rouge at 68%. We're still waiting for the early votes in Caddo, also in New Orleans. And in Jefferson, we're still waiting for the early votes as well. And in terms of the votes remaining, let's just check that amendment, because we're now saying a lot of stuff about the election. Let's check the amendment. Now it's 10%. The margin is 10%. And yeah, I suspect the no will win this as well. I suspect the no will win because the votes to the left are in heavy Democratic areas, and the Democratic areas so far seems to be voting on the no. Not only Democratic areas, but it seems that the majority of them are Democratic, not Democratic, but more Democratic friendly areas, because most of the state of Louisiana is like very Republican. And in the Democratic side, we're still waiting for a projection because we're still waiting for the decision when it. I'm sorry, we're still waiting for the decision if James Davis can actually pull this out today, or tonight. I mean, James Davis is right now getting 48.1%. If, and this is a big if, 50% plus 1 is needed. If it achieves that, it's okay. A win is guaranteed tonight. But yeah, I'm not really so sure about that. We'll see about if James Davis can actually pull this out or not. That's probably going to be an interesting way. And if he can pull this out, it's probably interesting. If he cannot, we'll have a runoff and he probably will win by a substantial margin. So it's almost the same thing. So now we have 506 subscribers, guys. Thank you so much for the new subscriber. It's fantastic. I just want to say thank you guys so much for that. And let's just update now the subscriber count to 506. Let's go, guys. Only 4 away until we reach 510. And we know 1,000 is needed for monetization so far. I'm not really winning anything here, but it's okay. I'm still working to get that in the near future. I still hope until the end of the year we're gonna reach that. That's just my expectation. Until the midterms, I think that's a possibility where I can achieve 1,000 subscribers and maybe I can achieve monetization by then. Now, 48.2 in the Democratic side, and in the Republican side, she's now almost cracking 45, and it probably will not be enough for her to avoid a runoff. Yeah, that's already my projection, so she will not be able to avoid the runoff. Probably would be better for her, but yeah, it sucks, but it's really what it is. It is what it is. And right now, 62% of the vote, just waiting for Orleans. Jefferson now 35%, 68 there. Still 68 in East Baton Rouge, just waiting for the early votes in Caddo. And we have 1,258 precincts. That's actually something. And I think this in about 1 hour, this is all gonna be over. And yeah. And if you're there, you have not 9 people watching, you have any question, it can be a very stupid question. There's no stupid questions. Everybody can have their doubts, and what matters is that you ask and you try to understand what's happening. Otherwise, yeah. It's very interesting that CNN didn't project yet the election, nor in the Democratic side, nor Republican side. We just got Franklin Parish, by the way, and now it's 52% in, and Julie Lello is getting 63% of the vote. And now we have 11 people watching, guys. Thank you so much for everyone to be there. It's really fantastic. And yeah, if you have any question, feel free to ask. And yeah, now if you have any, I'm gonna say it again. Let's go here to the amendment. Let's go to the amendment right now. 10.8%. That's the difference. And right now, yeah, Decision.HQ just projected the no to win the second amendment. So yeah, that's over for the yes, and the no won every single of these 5 amendments he got. And yeah, that's it. And by the way, we got here very interesting stuff. Let's go to the local elections. It's not local elections. I know where that is, to be honest. It's here here. And so far, we're seeing here Decision.HQ saying potential comeback story. Former Congressman Joseph Cao, as you can see here, leads the Republican primary for a seat on the State Board of Elementary and Secondary Education. Cass served a single term in the majority-black 2nd District from 2009 to 2011. So he's winning so far with 43% of the vote. We're still missing the big portion of Orleans. That's not a very big, that's only 6,000 votes, but still, it's something. It's really something now. Props to the Decision Desk HQ for the fantastic website they have. Go here to the Louisiana side again. And maybe here. Now we just got 44.5 again. And I have 12 likes in the live stream. Fantastic. Let's reach 15. Let's reach another subscriber. 67% now in. And we're still waiting for Orleans, even though we just got... Yeah, actually still waiting for the early voting in Jefferson, I think. Let me just update this. Maybe we can update to the early voting. Let's go to Jefferson here. Where is Jefferson? Yeah, we're still waiting for the early voting there, which is... I mean, they're taking a lot of time to count. But yeah, we're still waiting for the early voting also in Caddo. Okay, we just got the early voting. Look at this. As I said before, Bill Cassidy just surpassed Jolie Ledlow with the early voting coming in. Let's just now go here and maybe try to update this and go here again to try to understand if this is the early voting. Yeah, this is not reporting, but they actually reported, otherwise this wouldn't happen. The flip. Now 88% in Baton Rouge, so we're almost finishing. We're still missing that one big bubble in Caddo. Also here in Oshita Parish, and also in Orleans and St. Tammany. But the rest of it, it's almost finished. And right now we're finishing it, and we're only here for 1 hour and some minutes. They're really fantastic at counting the votes. They're really fast, and that's props to the Louisiana people, but they're really, really fast. And I just want to say thank you for being so fast counting the votes. It's really fantastic. I mean, Florida, you have some say that they count fast, but here, most of the votes are actually during election day, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I can check here the breakdown. I mean, this is completely bugged. But okay, we just got 71,000 in the early voting. Right now we already have 223, so it's going to be more than 2/3 during election day. That's really fantastic, and they're counting so fast. It's really something. We're on the remaining. We do have some big bubbles here in LaSalle, also in Oshita, and some bigger bubbles are also in Orleans. But yeah, most of them. And Bill Cassidy is winning 2 counties. He'll probably going to win the 2 counties. Also Orleans when we have the results there. Maybe I can update this and just check if we have the early voting. Let's go to Jefferson again. Yeah, we have this 47% of the early voting for Bill Cassidy. That's really something. I mean, he got a margin here, a delta of around 1.4 thousand votes. That's really something, but not enough to avoid the loss he got tonight. And here in the Democratic primary, 47.9. Everybody's watching Orleans, but somehow it seems that in the areas close to Orleans, James Davis is doing worse. He's getting only 38% in Jefferson Parish, and that's interesting so far. We still have to wait of New Orleans, but that will be definitive when it comes to the Democrats. Now 47.6. We just got New Orleans. Exactly. That's what I was saying, that he was doing worse in the areas surrounding it, and now he's only getting 39%. He's tied, and he's actually losing the parish so far. And we just got here, look at this. Look at Bill Cassidy. Bill Cassidy getting 64%. It's already 24% of Orleans is getting 64%. So if you even make the calculations, he can get around 2,000 votes of margin there. And that probably that isn't enough to make up the difference. So even though we're still waiting in Caddo, we're still waiting. That probably was the early vote. Maybe I can check it here. Where is that? That is Orleans. No, that was not the early vote. So that's better news for Bill Cassidy. But no, he's gonna lose that. No, regardless of what happens. And maybe I can go here. Let me just now we have how many precincts in? We have now 1,643 precincts. We're halfway in so far. In terms of the precincts, of course, we got other results across the state, not only the precincts. And this is really being fast. Now we have 6 people watching. Fantastic. Now we just reached another subscriber. Thank you so much for the new subscriber. Now we're at 507. Thank you so much. Don't forget as well, subscribe. And it's really fantastic that you're there. Subscribing to the channel. You're there helping the channel grow even faster. It really helps a lot. And I just want to say thank you again, because it really helps. You don't know sometimes, but it gives a bit of motivation. And even though motivation is not everything, sometimes you need to be here doing things that you don't like it, but I do like and I do love watching elections, and that's what really motivates me to be here. So, and also your support, which is fantastic and has been fantastic for the last few weeks. I mean, especially during the UK elections, we got like 200 people at the same time doing the live stream. We won more than 150 subscribers over the 2 days. I'm sorry, 3 days of live stream. That was a big election coverage. That was fantastic. Right now, Republican primary 44 to 28. And here, probably, I don't know if that will be enough to avoid a runoff or not, but here, 25%, Jefferson is 67%, 88. I mean, so just updated or so. Exactly. Baton Rouge now is at 88. I mean, still the same thing. And the bigger bubble now is at Caddo Parish. So we're still waiting for that. That probably is going to be the only place we're still waiting for results, but then the rest of it, not really that significant. And that's it. And that's really it. If you have any question, feel free to ask. I'm going to be very happy to answer. And yeah, guys, I don't really have much to say until we have new results. That's really what happens during these times. I really have to wait until we have more results. Now we have only 3 people watching. I mean, it's understandable. But yeah, I'm just now checking if we have something new in the amendments. But that thing is already projected. Yeah, now they're actually expanding the lead, as you can see here. Now it's over 11 points the difference. I mean, everything is up for every amendment is getting a very big margin, double digits margin, which is interesting. Getting a big majority, that's great. In the Democratic side, we're still waiting for the projection, even though New Orleans not giving the very great scenario. Now we just got more votes in New Orleans, and that's going for Davis, but not by the margin he wanted. In the remaining votes, New Orleans is still remaining 52,000 votes to be reported there. Let's go to the Louisiana Secretary of State. Now we're at how many precincts in? That's probably your question. We're now at 49% of the precincts in. That's fantastic. We're doing very great there. Democratic side, 48%. Is like a replica of what's happening on the Democratic side, Republican side, and vice versa. Very fantastic. And yeah. And yeah, it's really, really fantastic. I just went in now. Yeah, and if you have any questions, again, I'm gonna say very happy to answer. I don't know what's happening here. Yeah, I think it's back. I mean, I don't know what happened to the live stream because it went down for some. Okay, now it's back. Yeah, I don't know what happened, to be honest. Sometimes it gets a bit of glitch in a live stream during some time. Yeah, during some periods, but okay, it's okay. And yeah, let me just now check it again here. The vote, okay, just got more, now 44.5, and Bill Cassidy went down again. So he's winning in the more democratic areas, or the more establishment areas. In the MAGA areas, he's getting down like 7% in some counties. I'm sorry, not counties, parishes. I'm sorry. So he's doing very, very poor in those places. Orleans is now still at 11%. I think we're getting precincts there. Let me just check that. So that's New Orleans or Orleans. Or is that here? Yeah, we're getting precincts so far. We're still waiting for the early vote. That probably will tick it up very fast when we get the early vote. Right now, I can see here Bill Cassidy is getting 64% of the precincts already reported. I don't know what's happening at CNN. I don't have the fully vote in. Let me just refresh this. Probably they will have the results. Why they have your attorney general? I mean, what's happening here? I mean, CNN sometimes gets it gets a little bit of glitch so far. I mean, what's happening here? Yeah, I think the results are bugged. I don't know what's happening. Look at this. The results are not in the great position. We cannot actually check anything at CNN. The results are, yeah, this is completely stupid so far. You just got more votes now. 69% of the vote in, 25, 67, 88, and we're still waiting for Caddo Parish. That's the highest place, or the highest parish in terms of the votes are still outstanding. 22,000 there. Still waiting a lot there. But the rest of it, it's really turning out to be very, very fast. And yeah. Baton Rouge at 88. St. Tammany at 81. Democratic side 47.8, and I'm just going to do a quick break of around 2 minutes or so. I'm going to be back soon. I'm going to leave the results here in the New York Times. That's probably the best way to do it, and I'm going to be back soon in just 2 minutes or so. So guys, I'm back, and now let me just read the new comments we got. Like the runoff between the top two, seems like incumbent is out for good. Yeah, I already project that. Bill Cassidy is gone, and we'll have a runoff between Jolie Lello and also John Fleming, which is also very interesting. The New York Times just projected the first one, Jolie Lello, to advance for runoff, even though they're still waiting to project the next one, which is guaranteed right now, because I mean, New Orleans already at 85%, so that's the dump. And we're still waiting for Little Cassidy. We're still waiting a bit in Shreveport as well, Caddo Parish, but then the rest of it, it doesn't really matter. I mean, Eastern Baton Rouge is at 88%, Jefferson's at 81%. In the Democratic side, Orleans is at 42%, so we're still waiting for more there. In terms of the precincts reported, we're at 2,141, and yeah. 2,141 precincts, and that means 58% of the precincts already in. We're now reaching 70% in the Republican side, and I don't know, 60 something in the Democratic side exactly. James Davis is getting 47% overall, only getting 40% in New Orleans. So that's why he will not be in a position that he will win outright tonight. That's my projection again. James Davis will not win this thing outright tonight. It's also a new projection that now everything is projected. So far everything is projected. I don't know if Decision SHU already did that projection. They didn't so far, but that will not be the case, because if majority of the votes are left are in New Orleans, and that means that he will probably get below the 50% plus one threshold that he needs to get the upper lead there. So right now we're still missing 4 parishes to report early voting. One of them is Caddo Parish, as you can see here, not reporting yet. And now, I mean, we have 7 people watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Now we're at 507 subscribers. Thank you so much for the 3 new subscribers we got today in the live stream. I think we can do better. Tomorrow we'll have a video covering the main elections we'll have on Tuesday. That means we're going to have on Tuesday, don't forget, Alabama, Georgia, Idaho, Kentucky, Oregon, and Pennsylvania primaries. That'll be a fantastic election. Don't forget, the live stream will start at 5:50 p.m. Eastern Time. It will end at probably 11 p.m. Eastern or so. Now we're at 69% of the vote in the Republican side and 64% in the Democratic side. Or actually, I think it was at 70% the percentage. Now it's at 69%. They actually reduced it down the percentage in, so they think there are still more votes outstanding. 87% now in New Orleans. I think it was at 85%. And how many precincts are there are reported in New Orleans? Maybe we can go here to Orleans. Where is Orleans? It's here. So that's 71 out of 349 precincts. So waiting for a big amount of precincts there. So let's go here. Jefferson's 81, and we're still waiting for Caddo to report, and 56% in East Baton Rouge. So they still think there's a lot outstanding in East Baton Rouge Parish. Let me just check that one here. East Baton Rouge is just right here. So yeah, we're still waiting for 200 precincts. Okay, we're gonna wait for that. As you can see here, the precincts still waiting to be reported. Now we have 6 people watching, and yeah, this will take a bit of time, but I think it will be not so slow to report it. They were really counting it fast. In a couple of more, in like a couple hours or in like a couple minutes, I'll be here at least for 30 minutes or so until 11 p.m. Eastern. Right now it's already 10:30. And yeah, I think that'll be it. Let me just check here again the official website. Okay, we're still at the same point. Even though we already made all the projections. So Republican primary runoff between the top 2, Democratic primary is the same thing. Even though we're still waiting to see who's gonna be the second one to go. I already projected a runoff here. James Davis will go to runoff. That's guaranteed. We don't know who's gonna be, if it is Crockett or Albars in the Democratic side to advance as well to the second round, even though this will be very easy for James Davis to actually win this, because I mean he's at 47%, and getting only an extra 2.5% is probably easy to get, I suspect. Now we're at 71% in the Republican primary, 68 here, and here it's 80.4 actually in Decision Desk HQ, which is very funny. You can see here the votes are standing. Yeah, majority of us are in LaSalle. Where is LaSalle? It's here, so waiting a lot there. They say 26% in, I don't know here. You actually have different percentages, which is interesting. Guys, if you were there, you can subscribe to the channel. Helps a lot. We're only, yeah, I mean, this live stream we're at 154 views in the live stream, which is not very significant, even though this is not a very important election. I mean, everybody knew the outcome, so yeah, I'm expecting much more on Tuesday. And now we're at 2.3K in terms of precincts. That's a percentage of 63% in, or in terms of precincts. We're almost finishing this, and we're still missing the 4 parishes. Still ways to go. I mean, in terms of the okay, we do have complete results in some parishes, as you can see here, like in Moorhouse, for example, also in East Carroll. But here, still missing a lot. Also here, still missing the early voting Caddo. We already have one precinct reported. That's the one precinct here. We got 2 votes. And here we got more than that. We got like 50 votes or so. Orleans at 87%. Democratic side we're at 45. It's all same thing. Okay, I don't know what happened here. So same thing. Okay. Yeah, nothing new. They projected all the amendments exactly. The no won everything. In terms of the amendments, I have 9 people watching. We just got more votes now. And Jolie level it's just now at 45%. That's interesting as well, but I mean, it was nothing unexpected. And 87% still in New Orleans. 81% in Jefferson. We're still waiting for Caddo early voting. Yeah, they're still waiting a bit of time until we have that. Now I have 2,388. That means now we're at 64% in terms of the precincts. We're almost finishing, which is very, very funny. Right now, the Romans are leading with 60,000 votes in terms of turnout. I don't think the Democrats are able to conquer the rest of it because they're still missing 31. Yeah, the Romans will win in terms of turnout, which is expected. I mean, this is a Republican state, but still. And yeah, now 73% in. Yeah, we just got the first votes now. The first news out of Louisiana. Some media outlets now saying that Senator Bill Cassidy misses Louisiana GOP Senate runoff, and Representatives Joey Lello and also John Fleming advance. And yeah, some guys are mentioning as well that the no won all of the ballot measures, as you can see here as well. The closest one was this one about the teacher's retirement system, but as you can see here, 56% no is leading as well. So yeah, it's already a done deal for the no there. Now we have 2.6 thousand in terms of the precincts. I mean, I think we're doing right. We're now at 70% in terms of precincts, which is, I mean, they're counting fast. And yeah, I think when like half an hour and this is all be over, it's gonna go all be over. That's fantastic. They're really counting fast. That's really remarkable. And I think we can also count fast. And we have now 9 people watching. I think you can certainly subscribe to the channel. It really helps, and it is something that it helps me, and it also helps you having more election night coverage, that it's independent, that it's not partisan. That's really my goal here. We just got more votes now, and now the margin is down. We just got the first, I think that's the early vote, maybe, let me just check that, in Caddo. That's Caddo, and that's not the early voting. And we just got more votes there, more precincts in Caddo. And right now, Bill Cassidy is getting 20%, so he might do better when we have the election day vote. When they have the early vote, I'm sorry. And now we have every parish in Louisiana is getting votes, which is fantastic as well. And the closest to zero, so the least advanced one is Caddo, as at 21% of the votes in. But as you can see here, most of them are above 50% or 70% overall in Republican side, and 68% overall in the Democratic side. Right now, 47.6. It doesn't seem enough, and it probably it won't be. The margin right now, it's like 80,000 votes in terms of turnout wise. I have 9 people watching. Still 507 guys. Let's subscribe to the channel. We're almost finishing the live stream, so let's just finish with 508 subscribers. I think you can also do it 510, but okay, let's just go for 508. I think that's also going to be great if you can do that. Republican side, this is a success. 85% of the vote in. Democratic side is a 72% of the voting. How much votes are missing in New Orleans? 31,000. That's interesting. And yeah, right now I just got more precincts. You got like 20 more precincts there. And yeah. And here in terms of parishes, we just got more of them. We're finishing now counting, as you can see. It's fantastic. We just got more votes now. And yeah, 78% of the vote in still. And 60% of the vote in the Democratic side. And we're still missing the same votes in the same areas. Guys, if you're there now, we have 9 people watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave your like as well. We're only 1 like away until we reach 15 likes in the live stream. And that's fantastic. And yeah, if you have any question, I'm gonna say it again. You can ask, and I'm gonna be very happy to answer. We just now check, still 47.6 in the Democratic side. We're now 10 people watching, and let's just check here again. Still the same point. Still waiting for more results to come in. We don't have a projection here in the Democratic side because, as you can see here, it's very close. It's only 112 votes differential between Crockett and Al Bars. Even though I think Crockett is always ahead, at least since we started this. They could add decimal points, more another extra decimal point, because so far it's basically tied, even though it's not. Maybe I think Decision Desk has that. Yeah, as you can see here, it's only 0.05 points when it comes to the decimal points. Fantastic, it's really fantastic. And yeah, then we have 8 people watching. Thank you. It's really remarkable the margin they're getting so far. And now we're only missing 1,000 precincts. Only missing 1,000 right now. This will be fast, I think. Orleans now at 70% of the vote in. Eastern Baton Rouge is 56%. And the votes are left, as you can see here, most of them are in East Baton Rouge. We just got more votes now. I don't know where the votes came in, to be honest. I don't really know. Okay, it was here in Caddo. Caddo Parish was here. The votes came in from Caddo. Probably also here in the Democratic side from Caddo as well. And also got more votes out of Orleans Parish. That's fantastic as well. Just got to now 49% of the vote in there. And he's still standing at 47.6. So that probably will be harder as we get more votes. We're almost approaching 90% of the vote in the Republican side. And now as you can see here, now, Decision Desk HQ just projected that James Davis will advance to a runoff. That's also a done deal right now. And they projected that he will not win outright tonight. That's also a projection to a runoff. So he will not win outright tonight. Would you please put an for donations to you? Yes, I can put that. Of course, I can add that to the comments as well. So you have there the link, and I can also put in the comments of the video of the live stream, and also in the videos. Maybe I can add that. That's a great suggestion. I'm sorry. And yeah, now we have 507 subscribers. So I mean, 48% now in the Democratic side. This will go to a runoff. We already know that. Even though Crockett and Albars, they're doing a fantastic job checking who's going to be in a position to get to the runoff, to the actual runoff. And that'll be an interesting stuff to watch. Now we have 10 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. The problem is we don't know. So the margin is 300 votes. The majority of votes are in Orleans. And now let's check how those guys are doing in Orleans. So all bars actually winning, but it's very, very close as well. 29-30 in Orleans. That's really fantastic, and that's really close so far. It's really remarkable how close it is, and now we just got more votes, and the margin went up a bit. Now the margin is close to 600 votes, so maybe Crockett is distancing himself a bit when it comes to the election so far. Now we have 13 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave your like as well. So 86% now in the Republican side. I'm not going to talk about the Republicans because this is almost over. I mean, it's already over. We already know the winners there. So in the Democratic side, it's much more interesting. So 41-30. So I mean, James Davis is going to get like 48% or so, and that's already guaranteed. The problem is when it comes to the Democratic primary, I don't know who's going to be the Sorry, that was going to be the winner. I have 18 people watching, guys. Thank you so much for that. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to leave your like. We're going to be here until we have a decision in the Democratic primary because we don't know who's going to be the candidate for the runoff situation in the Democratic side. And it's really fantastic. I mean, I just want to say thank you so much for being there. And now I just received a donation, 20 euros. That's thank you so much for the donation. It's the third in a row. It's fantastic. I just want to say thank you so much for the donation, and it's fantastic. Thank you so much again. I just want to say thank you again. And yeah, 71% now in the Democratic primary and 85% in the Republican primary. So yeah, the Republican primary is gone, and the Democratic primary is going to be fantastic to check. It's going to be in the runoff position. So 16 people at the same time right now, which is fantastic. And yeah, let's just go here again, check the results. Now we're at 2.7, 2.8, so we're still missing 900 precincts. That's really something now. Just check now. We just got another update. Yeah, we just got now more votes. The margin right now is 900 votes. So yeah, it seems like that Croc is actually distancing him. Is actually distancing a bit from the other candidate, and yeah, seems like that. It doesn't mean it's over. It's not over, but at least so far the trajectory seems to be like that. And 900 votes, even though it's still close, it's still at the same point. Just now check it again if we have anything new. Now we have 2.8 almost. We're only missing now 800 precincts. A land recall and them senator on ballot for November midterm. Yeah, we'll see. What's also interesting here is that we okay. Basically, I'm almost close to make a projection here. By the way, in the Democratic primary, I'm very close to make a projection for Gary Crockett to actually go to the runoff with James Davis, even though it's going to be over. And now it just became much closer. I said I was close, and actually this just became even closer. And right now, Al Barr just increased the lead here in Orleans Parish, in New Orleans, the city of New Orleans. Now 3 points, and he's actually catching up a bit of the margin there. Very fantastic, interesting stuff we're seeing here. Croc is actually tied in Caddo. That's also the vote sync. We're still missing votes. Fantastic. I mean, it's really fantastic, remarkable how close it is. I'm just going to do a quick break of around 2 minutes. I'm going to be back soon. I'm just going to leave the tab here open so you can actually check the results when I'm not there. So yeah, subscribe, leave a like, and you know the usual stuff. I'm going to be back in 2 minutes. Guys, I'm back again, and now we just got more votes. The margin is, I mean, it's around 600 votes. It's around 600 votes, as you can see here. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna wait a bit more. 93% now in the Republican side. Now they have the projection, the New York Times, and in the Democratic primary, I mean, 48% for James Davis. He will win when he's all said and done, of course, when it comes to the runoff. But he will go to a runoff that's already projected. In terms of the precinct reported, we're into 3.3 thousand precinct reporters, so missing 500. I'm sorry, 400. And here, maybe I can go here to the Republican side. Okay, they already projected here as well. James Davis to advance, even though we're still missing the projection for the second one. It's still very competitive between both. And yeah, we're still at 507 subscribers. It was fantastic this night. It was really fantastic. And yeah, 51,000. Okay, we're still missing some votes, like 80,000 in total. And the Democrats, the Republicans are still leading by 70,000 votes, the turnout wise, almost. 90% East Baton Rouge. Canada's 86. Orleans at 73 here. Here's at 71, the Democratic side. They're doing great, and we're almost finishing. I'm gonna just now do another quick break, and I'll be back soon with another update. So guys, I'm back now. We're at 88%. The margin is 500 votes. Close to 600 as by the way. Now 300,000 votes in the Democratic side, 369,000 on the Republican side. Decision Desk HQ still waiting for the projection, in a sense that this is still very close in the Democratic side and also in the Republican side, where it's also close, but we already have the projection. We're still missing in a ballpark of like 20 something or like 30,000 votes, still waiting for that. That's interesting, but yeah, that'll take time. That'll take time, but it's how it is. We still have to wait. 86% now in. We just got more votes, as you can see here. In terms of the precincts, we're now 3,384, so only 300 precincts waiting to be reported. And yeah, in terms of the remaining votes in the Republican side, as you can see here, we're very close to finishing. We will only have the LaSalle County parish to report. In terms of the local elections, in terms of the Democratic side, let me just check here the election info, because now we have everything fully in. Look at this, the percentage. So in terms of the early voting, she got 40%, 27% for 31% for Bill Cassidy, but then he only got 20% in when it comes to the election. When it comes to the election vote. When it comes to the Democratic side, the breakdown, as you can see here, same thing. 44, and in terms of the election vote, he actually got 50%, but it was not enough, as you know. And Gary Crockett won the early voting, and he's now losing the election vote, not by a very big margin, but still, it's something. It's really something. And yeah. Now we're approaching 250 views in a live stream. That's fantastic as well. And I'll be back here on Tuesday again, covering more elections, as you know. And yeah. Still the same point, I just got more. Now, finally, the New York Times project Jane Davis to go to rare enough, and they're still waiting for projection between those two. And that's 600, maybe I can check it here. Okay, now we're still missing 300 precincts. Probably most of them are in heavy Orleans. That's very fantastic. I mean, we're still waiting for that, and probably, I don't know. No, we'll still have to wait. But that's fantastic. We still have to wait for more. Here, still the same 94%. I'll still wait for at least 20 minutes or so until we have more votes here, until we can actually see who's going to be the second place here. But then I'll end the live stream. I mean, I can already end right now. I don't know what you guys think, but I'll still wait for the final outcome in the Democratic side. Now we're just reaching another subscriber, 508. Thank you so much for the new subscribers. Fantastic. Guys, I'm here, and it's already 11 p.m. Eastern. It's already 4 a.m. in Portugal, where I'm from and where I am right now. And don't forget, subscribe, help the channel. That's fantastic. And yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much, really, for all the support we're getting. I'm getting tonight. It's really fantastic. We got 4 new subscribers in this live stream. It is really fantastic. And here we just got more votes. Now 92% of the vote in. And here's at 94% of the vote in. We're almost finishing. We're only missing now not even 60,000 votes. And yeah. 74% now in Orleans, I'm sorry. And yeah, now the margin is 800 votes. 800 votes. So we're still missing overall. Maybe I can check it here. We're still missing overall not even like, we would say like 30,000 votes. Let's call it 30,000 votes. So to get that advantage, that's still possible. It's still possible to flip that. I'll not say it is not possible. It is still possible. So that's why, I mean, you guys, you must subscribe, because it's really fantastic. all the support you're giving to me. But I mean, we're only two away until 510. I think we can reach that. It's only two away. I'm still gonna be here for like 20 minutes or so, so it's really a possibility to get 510. So that's why you should subscribe. I have 11 people watching right now. We're almost reaching that. We're almost reaching 510. It's fantastic if we can reach that. So now James Davis is getting 48%, 26.3, 26.1. I'm just gonna do a quick break again. I'm gonna be back soon with more votes in about. I'm gonna leave the tab open so you can actually check the results for yourselves. Guys, I'm back again, and we just have more results. The margin is now at 800 votes, and I still think we have some precincts left. Exactly, we still have 250 precincts to report. So 3 parishes to report the early votes, which is still something. And we have now 9 people watching. Don't forget, we're now approaching 300 views. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're at 508, only 2 subscribers away until we reach 510. It's fantastic if we can do that today. I'm already at 2 hours and 12 minutes in this live stream. It has been fantastic. And we're gonna have a beautiful live stream on Tuesday. That's why you must subscribe. We're still missing around 60,000 votes in the whole primaries. Here's everything is a done deal. In the Democratic primary, the margin is 800 votes, and I suspect the majority of the votes to the left. I mean, we already have most of the parishes, or everything is in, and we're only missing here in this more heavily populated ones like Orleans, also East Baton Rouge. Actually, they're beating higher turnout in East Baton Rouge so far, even though when everything is counted, we'll have more turnout in New Orleans, as you can see here, because it's already 93% in East Baton Rouge. Now you have 15 people watching, guys. Thank you so much for being there. Let's subscribe to the channel. Let's help the channel grow. We're now at the end, the final portion of the election. This is very close between both candidates here, Gary Kroc and also Nicholas Albars. This is very close in the end. You must subscribe to the channel. We're now at 16 people watching. If from those 16 people, only 2 subscribe, we can reach 510, and that's fantastic if we can do right now and today. As you can see here, Democratic primary, the margins right now, it's 700 votes. It's literally 700 votes. It's very, very close, and we're almost finishing counting there. And it's really fantastic. The majority of votes are left. Okay, now we're almost finishing in Terrebonne. Let's check the precincts now. Okay, now we're at 3,462. We're almost finishing. That's fantastic. But we're still missing 250 precincts or so, which is still something. It's still something. Now we have 21 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget the usual stuff. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like down below. That helps a lot. Usually, I mean, it doesn't cost you anything, but it really helps a lot. And I just want to say thank you so much for all the 20 people that are watching right now in the live stream. Now we're still missing 250 precincts, still 3 parishes to report their early votes. Right now, in terms of the decision desk HQ, they're still waiting for the projection because this is so close to see who's going to be the one that will go to runoff with James Davis. Probably will lose by a substantial margin because he's already close to 50%. But it's still fantastic. Now we have 18 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. Only 2 subscribers away until we reach 510. That's fantastic, guys. Thank you so much. Also subscribe to the channel. Let's help the channel grow. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me. And I mean, I just want to be able to get the 1,000 subscribers this year. I think it's certainly possible. But for that to be possible, you must subscribe. You must help the channel. And if you don't do that, that is impossible, of course. And now we're at 3,467 precincts. Just got 5 additional precincts now in. And I think now, okay, the margin just got more votes. And now, okay, the margin is now one of the highest ever. It's almost close to 1,000. It's 800 votes right now. I have 23 people watching, guys. Thank you so much. How can we not reach another 2 extra subscribers, guys? Thank you so much. But I think you can subscribe. It really helps a lot. And it is free to do. Also, if you want to donate to the channel, you have the link in the description of the live stream. And also, I can publish again the link if you want, of course. I can do it there. I'm sorry. I can copy the link as well, and I can publish there the link if you want to donate. It is, of course, you're free to give me a tip of the work I'm doing here. And it really helps a lot. I mean, it really helps a lot if you can donate just $1 or $2. That's really probably for you. You maybe think it's nothing, but it really helps a lot. Now we have 29 people at the same time. And here, as you can see, we're still waiting for the final verdict in the Democratic primary. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Leave your like down below. We're still at 508. I want to write that. I want to write there 509 subscribers. I think we can do that. And yeah, we're almost there. And also, I think we can reach 30 concurrent people at the same time. I think we can do that as well. And yeah, here's still the same thing. The Republican primary, nothing new. Now they say more than 95% of the vote in. And here we're still missing, I know, maybe like 10 parishes or so to finish counting. Caddo is one of the largest ones, still waiting for 10,000 votes there. As you can see here, 9,000, and also 16,000 in New Orleans and 4,000 in East Baton Rouge. That's the only communities that are still waiting for votes there. And don't forget, guys, I would say it again, subscribe to the channel, help this channel, and we're very close. We're really, really close until we're able to reach 510. That's the goal for today's live stream, as I said previously, and we are almost there, almost. That's why we're very close. But guys, if you're there, you can subscribe. I'm gonna say it again. We're still at 588. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's happening. You were very fast to get people subscribing like some minutes ago, and now it's really hard to get people subscribed. I don't know what's happening. I don't know, guys. You certainly now you don't want to subscribe it, okay? And now we just got more votes. The margins right now is close to 1,000. We're very, very close to a projection. That's why, I mean, we're gonna have a new live stream on Tuesday covering Alabama, Kentucky, Idaho, Oregon, Pennsylvania, Georgia primaries. That's why you must subscribe so you don't lose that. A video tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Have a new video covering the elections. Well, I'm sorry, just doing an election preview of what's going to happen on Tuesday and what you should be looking forward to seeing there. And now we still have 16 people at the same time, guys. Thank you so much. Still 2 away until 510. And we just got more votes now. And the margin right now is more than 1,000 votes between both candidates right now. And we're still missing the same ones to finish, even though now we're up to 74% in New Orleans. And we just got more votes. I think it was actually, probably in the smaller counties, but they all matter. They all matter now. We're 3,472 precincts. That's why it's time. It's MAGA time. It certainly was a win for MAGA tonight because they got their candidates. They got their candidates here. I can show you. So Bill Cassidy, a more moderate, I would say, a Republican. President Trump endorsed their challenger, his challenger, and right now he's gone. He's gone, and he is gone out of the Senate. He's gonna be his last term, and that's certainly a win for MAGA and for President Trump as well, showing his strength in the Republican Party. And was supporting the candidate of his choice, and it's winning so far, and it won again like it did before in Indiana State Senate as well. So guys, you have the link there to donate the channel if you want. We got just a new donation. That's fantastic. And that's another now $2. Fantastic. And I just want to say thank you. Now I have 21 people watching, guys. That's so amazing. That's so beautiful. Guys, let's just now click the subscribe button. That's really just what you need to do. Now we have 20 people, and that's really easy, and that really helps a lot. I know I'm really saying the same thing, but it really helps. And I'm still 492 subscribers away until we reach 1,000 subscribers. That's really a long way to go, but I suspect I can reach that by the time the midterms come in, and we're still a long way to go until we have that. So right now we just got more votes as well in the Republican primary, also in the Democratic primary, and now we're very, very close. 1.3 thousand votes differential now between Gary Clark and Nicholas Alborz in the Democratic primary, and we just got more votes where? I think it was in Caddo, exactly. Caddo was at 50 something, I was at 64%. And now we're doing much, much better there. We're almost finishing counting. I was only missing 7,000. We were missing like 10,000 or so. And yeah, Baton Rouge is gone. Now Baton Rouge is all the way in. Oshita, we're still at the 3,500 votes still to report. And Orleans is 74% of the vote in. And that's really very, very interesting. I mean, now they're still waiting to project, but we're very, very, very close. I don't want to be like very impulsive at trying to project the fastest and then be mistaken. I don't want to do that. Guys, if we reach 510 subscribers, I'm going to be very, very happy. Let's go. Let's go. We have now 10 people watching. It's one of the smallest numbers like in recent times, but okay. Now we have 15 just to shut me up. Fantastic. I just want to say thank you for all the 15 people that are watching right now the channel. If you want election coverage, if you don't want to listen to the biased folks at the traditional media outlets, you must subscribe to the channel. The purpose of the channel is to make like President Trump usually say, make America great again. It's not make America great again. It's about covering elections great again. It's really about the point of this channel. I'm really trying to make the best I can, not being affiliated with any of the parties, not being like receiving donations from any of the parties and any of the so-called independent media, and they are not so independent at all, and that's really terrible. And they should be independent, and that's what media is all about. But yeah, sometimes you need to understand if they want to receive money, they need to do certain things, and that's also bad. But if you want independent coverage, you have here in the channel, and you can also subscribe because you can actually have all of that stuff. And now we have 17 people. We're very, very close to project the Democratic primary because the Republican primary is also gone. By the way, also another thing in the ballot measures we got tonight, as you can see here, the no won everything. I already mentioned it a lot of times, but for the new people that are tuning in right now, as you can see here, the no won every single ballot measure. In terms of the House, we got this one special election state house that was a win for the Republicans, but that was actually an uncontested race, so nothing unexpected. Also here in the BC board, Hershey in the Democratic side, also a runoff between the Republican side, even though Cow is it's certainly in the win, is certainly going to win because it's already 47%. He just need 3 extra points to win this. And yeah, here as you can see, Public Service Commission, nothing new. Also a runoff between the Republican side, Supreme Court, 3 Republicans won there as well. So guys, if you're there, you can subscribe to the channel. We're almost finishing this. And now, yeah, I think we're now done. I can now project the winner of the Democratic primary, and we will have a runoff between Jamie Davis and Gary Crockett. That will be the final projection here, the ultimate projection we're still missing here. That will be a win. I'm sorry, that will not be a win this time, even though we'll have a winner in June when we have the runoff. But Gary Crockett will win now. The lead is over 1.6 thousand votes. He will win. He will be there in the runoff, just saying I'm present because he's probably going to lose by a substantial margin. I mean, he's going to lose, I can tell you that. I mean, 48%. He just needs 2.4 points to achieve a 50% plus 1 majority. So, I mean, it's gone. It's gone, but still, it did something. It was a very close race. It is going to be a close race. The majority of us are left. Have some beating New Orleans. Nicolas Labarge is winning, but even if he pulls out a better margin, it probably won't be enough. That's what I'm saying here. And we're still missing 200, not even 200 precincts now, only 170. Not even 170. I think it's 150 or so. And we have now 20 people at the same time. That's why, guys, please subscribe to the channel. Only 2 away. I think we can do that. Let's go, guys. Let's subscribe to the channel. We're very, very close. That's why I'm just saying. I'm just gonna place a link again, Gary, if you want to donate to the channel, because that really helps. And if you want just to give $1, that it probably for you doesn't mean anything, but for me it does mean a lot. And we have the link there if you want to donate to help the channel grow. And yeah, just gonna do a quick break of around 2 minutes. I'm gonna leave here the results open, and I'm gonna be back soon. As you can see here, now the margin is expanding, now over almost 2,000 votes. And I'm gonna be back soon in 2 minutes just to do a quick recap of what happened. And I'm gonna finish the live stream because we already have everything projected, and it's already 11:30 p.m. Eastern. It's already close to 5 a.m. in Portugal, so I really need to sleep. And we're almost finishing this election night coverage in America, specifically in the state of Louisiana. So guys, I'm back, and yeah, no sound because I was just said that I will do a 2 minutes break, and now I'm back again. And yeah, guys, now we have 20 people watching, and I just want to do now a quick recap of what happened tonight, just to finish the live stream. If you can subscribe, feel free to do it. Well, that's very fantastic if you can do that. Very close to the end, and I'll just do a recap of what happened. So, in the Republican primary, Bill Cassidy, incumbent senator from the state of Louisiana, is gone. He will not be the nominee in the Republican side for the race. That is over. We'll have a runoff between Jolie Lello, President Trump endorsed candidate John Fleming, former White House official, state treasurer as well, and that will be a fun election to watch. Even though Jolie Lello, of course, Trump endorsed, very fantastic, one at least for MAGA people. That's why we saw over and over, like in this place, like look at 63% in the rural part of Louisiana. She did an amazing job because of the Trump and the supporters, and they did turn out for her in very huge margins. That was very high in comparison to what the polls were giving to her, and most of those undecided voters, they clearly tuned in for her. That's why I'm expecting to win for her in the runoff and also win for her in the overall race. In the Democratic primary, we've seen James Davis is the winner. I'm sorry, not the winner, but he will advance to runoff against Gary Crockett. That's also my projection here, even though now I'm seeing Jamie Davis here winning by a substantial margin in the runoff. Now we just want another subscriber, just to add it here, and just thank you for the new subscriber. And that's it. In the Democratic primary, almost reaching 50% plus one. He did not reach 50% plus one. That's why we're going to have a runoff, even though he did a fantastic job as well. In those rural places, he almost got 90% in the Tensas parish. Fantastic result. All the ballot measures: unclassified state civil service, St. George school system, teacher retirement system, business inventory tax exemption, and also raised judicial retirement age, all gone. All the no one in every single of the ballot measures. That's why they're all gone. When it comes to the other races, we got special election state house, Republicans won, wasn't contested. A lot of primaries, a lot of Republicans going to a runoff in many of the primaries here because they fell short out of a 50% plus one goal. Supreme Court, Republicans won everything, and when it comes to the final result here, we're still missing around 140 precincts, even though right now we're seeing this. Gary Crockett will actually be ahead right now. He's ahead by around, around one point something. And now the Zindeski should just projected him to be in the runoff. So that, guys, is my projection. We're at 509 subscribers. Thank you so much for all the support during this live stream. Also, thank you so much for all the donation as well. Have my PayPal link. That if you have my PayPal link also in the description if you want to tip me. Also in the live chat if you want. That's just what I need to tell you this for today, and I'll be back as I told you before on Tuesday with another live stream starting at 5:50 p.m. Eastern, and will probably end throughout the night. And I just want to say something to finish the live stream. Don't forget, we're only one away until 510. That's why you should subscribe, and I'll be back on Tuesday with another live stream. That's why subscribe, and see you on the next. Thank you so much.